This is not a geopolitical issue. This is a mirror. Say, Gaza, and watch what your theology does. Does it kneel first to power or to God? Does it protect the image of the innocent or the comfort of the spectator? If your first impulse is to launder suffering with vocabulary, complex, tragic, both sides, understand, language can be a shield against conscience. Islam did not come to anesthetize the heart. It came to awaken it. I am not selling neutrality. The Quranic grammar is not shy. Zulm is real, and so is the command to bear witness even against yourselves. A child pulled from rubble is not a policy question. The Prophet's mercy did not check passports. The sanctity of life is not a negotiable clause. It is the spine of our faith. And yet we scroll, we debate, we outsource tears to commentators who turn blood into talking points. Do not confuse my refusal to flatter your timelines with partisanship. I am taking a Muslim position, the one that trembles when the innocent are crushed, whoever swings the hammer, the one that refuses to perfume collective punishment with legalese, the one that knows God does not bless cruelty because it purchased better PR. If Gaza does not break your heart, the problem is not Gaza. Memory is a battlefield. We inherit archives with missing pages and call it balance. We remember rockets, forget sieges, remember slogans, forget sieges, slow arithmetic, water, medicine, bread measured in permission slips. Then we baptize amnesia with etiquette. Don't be emotional, be objective. But objectivity without mourning is just a mask for indifference. The Ummah knows the taste of curated memory. We chant Karbala and skip the little Karbalas, villages erased by maps, neighborhoods starved by embargoes, names that never trend because their grief lacks a sponsor. We export our sorrow to anniversaries, then congratulate ourselves on dignity. Dignity without honesty is theater. I am not asking you to choose a camp. I am asking you to stop renting your conscience to official narratives. When a mother in Gaza teaches her child to sleep between airstrikes by calling the sky drums, do not tell me about optics. Tell me what your Lord demands of the heart that watches. Tell me why your theology needs less weeping than hers. Selective memory is not a mistake. It's a method. It protects reputations, funders, careers. But Islam did not send revelation to varnish history. It sent it to expose idols, and one of those idols is the self that edits pain to keep its hands clean. Words do not only describe reality, they manufacture it. Say, collateral damage, and a child's name dissolves into statistics. Say, human shields, and every civilian becomes pre-guilty. Say, both sides, and you have laundered asymmetry into a polite equation. Language is the first bulldozer. Our lexicon is different. Nafs muhtarama, a life inviolable. Amana, a trust, the power you hold over another's breath. Shahada, witness, not only with tongues, but with hearts that refuse to be drafted into euphemism. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not coin phrases to keep tyrants comfortable. He spoke with clarity that cut through fog like a blade. The modern machine prefers fog. It trains you to hear screams as noise, to doubt surviving witnesses, to outsource moral vision to investigations that arrive after memory has been paved. We are told to be reasonable while the unreasonable is normalized, to be objective while objectivity is curated in green rooms. No, I will not translate blood into abstractions to make you feel enlightened. The Quran gives us a simpler test. Do not let hatred of a people cause you to swerve from justice. If hatred can't excuse injustice, neither can loyalty, nor strategy, nor slogans, nor ratings. If your vocabulary keeps you from seeing a person, your vocabulary is a sin. Screens turn calamity into content, a feed of fires, a heart of ash. We perform sadness between ads, then wonder why our empathy is thin. There is a word for this erosion: fatigue. Not because grief is heavy, because distraction is. Gaza becomes a wallpaper of ruin you get used to, the way noise becomes silence. Beware the spiritual physics of spectatorship. To watch pain without letting it touch you is to practice a liturgy of stone. The eyes learn indifference, the tongue learns polite caution, the heart becomes an accountant, measuring whether this death is useful. That is how souls shrink. Islam commands shahada, witness, not voyeurism. Witness means, let the fact enter you, let it rearrange your hierarchies, let it break alliances with lies you told to stay comfortable. It does not mean live stream your tears or monetize trauma. It means refuse to become the kind of person who can hear a child's last prayer and say, unfortunate. When fire travels through glass, something in us should melt. If it does not, the problem is not the resolution of the video. It is the resolution of the heart. There is a jurisprudence of limits, and it is not ambiguous. The killing of non-combatants is forbidden. Collective punishment is forbidden. Starving a people is not strategy. It is a moral collapse. If your legal vocabulary can baptize these things, your law has been pickpocketed by power. Some will wave texts like banners, extracting rulings that fit the moment, amputating context, suffocating mercy. Others will mock all law as theater, as if restraint itself were naive. Both are betrayals. Sharia without compassion becomes machinery. Compassion without constraint becomes sentimentality. The path of our prophet is neither. It is fierce restraint. And let me say it plainly, the blood of children is not an argument. It is a verdict. It convicts every theology eager to trade ethics for tactical advantage, every pundit who softens atrocities with buzzwords, every timeline that calls cruelty inevitable. The inviolability of the innocent is not a footnote. It is the axis upon which legitimacy turns. If you twist the law to bless the flames, do not pretend you stand in the prophet's light. You are warming your hands at another fire. To my brothers and sisters in the West, they will ask you to condemn selectively, to apologize for sorrows you did not script, to sign statements that sand your conscience smooth. They will measure your humanity by your willingness to forget your dead politely. Learn the shape of this pressure. It is not dialogue, it is domestication. You owe no one the burial of your moral clarity. You owe everyone the refusal to hate. There is a difference. A conscience that will not bow to power must also not bow to rage. Do not let them force you into a forked choice between silence and venom. Take neither. Keep your tongue clean, your heart awake, your witness intact. They will call your grief radical. Wear that slander like air. They will call your refusal to cheer for bombs bias. Let them. There is a higher court than comment sections. If your soul remains hospitable to mercy when the world auctions it off, you have already defied their script. What survives the fire? Sometimes not the buildings, not the archives, not the living, but there are stubborn things. Dignity that refuses to starve, lullabies that rename thunder, a people's refusal to let cruelty define their vocabulary for beauty. This is called Sumūd, not spectacle, not martyr theater, simply the decision to remain human where dehumanization is policy. Do not romanticize suffering. It is not a sacrament, but witness the defiance in ordinary tenderness, bread halved, a doorway swept, a Quran kissed and wrapped in plastic against rain. These small obediences mock the machinery of erasure. They say, You cannot bomb a verb like to care. Hope here is not optimism, it is monotheism refusing to join the cult of force. Tawhid means refusing to ascribe godlike power to empires, algorithms, arsenals. It is the knowledge that tyranny has an expiration date even when calendars deny it. To believe this is not naive, it is sane. Gaza is not just a place under siege, it is a question under oath. What kind of Muslim will you be when the world invites you to be less human? If your answer is a slogan, you have not heard the question. If your answer is hatred, you have already lost the only war that matters. What survives the fire must be what began the faith. One God, no idols, including the idol of power, a mercy that refuses borders, a justice that refuses excuses, a witness that refuses to be bought. Keep that quartet, and you will not be recruited by despair or by spectacle. I will not translate children into percentages. I will not call cruelty complexity. I will not let my creed be negotiated by fear. And I will not surrender mercy to those who find it impractical. If that makes me unfashionable, so be it. There are fashions in hell, too. Let us be the people whose hearts stay soft in the heat, whose tongues stay clean in the noise, and whose faith refuses the bargain.